What is up? This is Rich Considine with the RJC Audio Experience. It's Friday, December 1st, 2017, and I'm coming at you live from the undisputed, pound for pound, best city in the world, the Windy City. You can find us at www.rjcsnc.com, also on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Snapchat. So the title of this week's blog was Steppin Up. And it stems from me catching some highlights of a recent basketball game between the Golden State Warriors and the Oklahoma City Thunder. So while watching it, I was like, damn, Russell Westbrook has it. Remember that killer instinct that MJ had? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The one that would stick the dagger into the heart of an opponent. That never say die attitude. The player who not only wanted the ball throughout the game, but when the game was on the line. You know, I had my suspicions for a long time about Westbrook and became more of a believer when Kevin Durant departed OKC. He won me over the other day, though, when they really squared off. And in case you're not aware of the situation, Westbrook and Durant were a dynamic duo for 8 seasons in Oklahoma City. Westbrook kind of played the sidekick, a Robin, if you will, to Durant's Batman. And in my opinion, they did it really well. You know, they made OKC a relevant basketball town. And I know they were in the postseason a couple of times and seemed like they were, you know, each year just taking another step forward. Maybe always just one big free agent away from being up there with the LeBrons and the Golden State Warriors. In 2016, though, Durant bolted for the Golden State Warriors, and it was a pretty big deal. A short time later, to the shock of many, Westbrook signed an extension to stay with the Thunder, and since then he's just been a one-man wrecking crew. But after watching the highlights of their most recent matchup, I realized that Westbrook stepped up and became the bona fide leader of the Thunder. He is a super confident player, both in his skills and abilities, and plays with this take no prisoner type attitude on the basketball court. Even jawing forehead to forehead with Durant after he denied him a drive through the lane. I've really enjoyed watching Westbrook make this progression, mostly because it reminds me of the days of MJ and the Bulls back in the 90s. And yeah, I know a lot of people are going to say, you know, until Westbrook gets that supporting cast, you can never compare him to MJ. But what I'm really talking about is just that killer instinct. You know, I'm going to check out some UFC fights this weekend in Detroit. And there's a particular fighter by the name of Justin Gaethje who has this same attitude. In fact, he was recently quoted as saying that he would rather get knocked out cold than lose a boring decision. And it's that willingness to get knocked out that makes him so successful. And mark my words, you're going to see that same willingness out of female lightweight Jessica McCaskill when she makes her way to London to take on Katie Taylor. Very few people in the boxing world are giving Jessica a chance. But I'm telling you right now, she's going to shock the world. But back to Westbrook, you know, I've kind of been on a journey of my own to matter, to be seen and to be heard. I've spent a lifetime as a right-hand man, not in the Sopranos kind of way, but in the Batman and Robin kind of way. I've made a pretty good life out of it, and I'm very good at it, but I'm kind of ready to shed that sidekick image and be the Batman of my own story. I yearn to make that same leap that Westbrook has made. And you can too. It just takes a little bit of motivation, a whole lot of effort, and the willingness to step out of your comfort zone. And so I want to share a quick little exercise with you. I recently attended a leadership training at the Wright Foundation, and they gave us a pretty cool exercise. So they sent us out into downtown Chicago with, a couple of flyers promoting an upcoming event they were having. But they wanted us to go out there and get rejected as many times as we possibly can. And I really embraced this exercise because I'm kind of a quiet dude, kind of an introvert. But, man, I really went for it. After I walked up to that first girl standing on the corner and she totally shut me down, it stung for a moment. But after that, I was like, let's roll. I mean, I went and stood in front of a Target, and every single person that walked into that Target, I talked to. And it was kind of cool because most people definitely rejected me. But even when I told people the purpose of the exercise was to get rejected, I actually had a couple of people ask me, hey, what's that training all about you're doing? Where's it at? Let me get some info about it. So, it goes back to what I said last week about, every time that you're told no, you're just one step closer to that yes. And that day I kept count. I was actually rejected 70 times. And out of that 70, I had 2 people that actually wanted a flyer from me. So kind of cool little exercise just to get yourself out of that comfort zone. So let's make 2018 the year that we step up. Instead of making some silly New Year's resolution that you give up by January 7th, let's make this the year that we get out of our comfort zone. That we have that conversation that otherwise we might not have. That we take that class that maybe we wouldn't take. Let's put ourselves out there, just like Margie is right now. That's a wrap, everybody. I appreciate you listening. I'd love to hear what you think. Send me an email at rjcsnc@gmail.com. You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Snapchat. Have a great weekend.